Hey, what's happening, Baltimore Ravens fans? Welcome back to the Bald Perspective. On your way in the door, go ahead and touch that like button, hit subscribe if you never subscribed, and hit that notification bell so you get updates when we upload new content. Let's talk. The Baltimore Ravens find themselves in a very peculiar situation, not a foreign situation, not one that's new to them when it comes to off-season contract work, but a situation where the starting superstar quarterback doesn't necessarily need a contract extension, but it would be beneficial for the short term and long term health of the Baltimore Ravens. And the starting all pro center, Tyler Linderbaum, is also going to be a free agent officially in just about 12 to 13 days. And for whatever the reason, it always seems to be some sort of a barrier, a slowing down process when it comes to getting a contract done with Lamar Jackson. And sometimes you have to wonder why, right? I thought it would be simple, get him in the room, make him the highest paid quarterback in the league, at least short term until somebody else gets a new contract, and give him a good signing bonus that he collects at once. As soon as the season starts, he collects that money, and then the APY is whatever it is. But I'm not a GM. I just play one on TV. And so when we turn our attention to Tyler Lindenbaum, right? Now you guys know where I stand if you've been listening to me for some time. It's not really is Tyler Lindenbaum worth $20 million per year. It's not even lessening the importance of the center position. What it really comes down to is the Baltimore Ravens always seem to be in some sort of make or break one player scenario. When you look at when it was time for Marlon Humphrey to get paid, they wrote him a $100 million contract, made him one of the highest, if not the highest paid cornerbacks at that time, and we're still paying for it. When you look at when it came time for Roquan Smith to get a new deal, wrote him a $100 million deal, made him the highest paid linebacker in league history, as a matter of fact, at that time. When you look at when it was time for Justin Metabike, then Namdi Metabike, what did they do? They gave him a $100 million contract. When it was time to pay Kyle Hamilton, what did they do? They wrote him a $100+ million contract, making him the highest paid safety in the league. And now here we are once again, and it's looking like we're going to be writing another almost $100 million check if Tyler Linderbaum accepts the offer. But if we're honest, when we write those $100 million checks in the Eric DeCosta era, we don't get a return on that investment. There's not one contract that I just went through, and I may have missed somebody maybe, where after getting paid, that person came out and balled. But the only person that paid a return on the investment was Lamar Jackson. When he got his deal that he fought hard for, he went out and won the MVP in 2023 and doubled down with an even better performance in 2024. So he actually paid off the investment that was put into him. Now, am I saying Tyler Lindenbaum won't pay off? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. You see, because I don't know if a center can pay off a $100 million contract. It's important for the guy who touches the ball on every single down to be quality, to be high end, to be athletic at some times, and to be smart. Linderbaum is all of those things. But when you're talking about 18 to 22, $23 million, which I've heard some estimates be, do you put that into a center? Now you put that into a high end left tackle. You put that into a high end right tackle, maybe even a guard, but a center? Again, not diminishing the position, but with the Baltimore Ravens needing a new interior, I still believe that we could take that 20 million ish dollars add about $15 million to it, and bust that up into 3 12s. Now I know that's 36, so I can do math very well. But what I'm saying is 3 12s, $12 million guard, $12 million center, a $12 million guard, all vets, that would work. And I'm going to show you how that's going to work or could work in tomorrow's video. So stay tuned for the video called The Tyler Linderbaum Dilemma. I'm not really sure if that level of contract is right for the center position. You see, if you put that $18-20 million into Tyler Linderbaum, then you're almost certain to go with Emory Jones at left guard. And he's what? Unknown. You're almost certain to have to go with a younger player at right guard. And that would make that person what? Unknown. So what I'm talking about is going with 3 vets. So you're not just swapping out your center and going with some untalented, unproven guys. I'm talking about swapping out the entire interior. So when you bring in a complete vet unit, they come in and they develop symmetry together. So now you're looking like vet at left tackle, vet at left guard, vet at center, vet at right guard, and then a young guy in Roger Rosengarten bringing up the rear at right tackle. Now that may sound super far-fetched, but I'm going to show you how that can be done. So please tap in for that video that's coming up for tomorrow. But nevertheless, EDC reported that he had made a market-setting offer to Tyler Linderbaum, which means to me he would have already offered him the new high for a center. And so if Creed is making $18 million, then he probably offered Tyler Linderbaum somewhere between $18.5 and $19 million. Now, my grandma had an old saying that a bird in the hand was worth more than 5 in the bush, which means what you already have access to is worth more valuable to you than what you could or the potential to get more. He probably did not sign the new deal that was offered to him that would reset the market because he's already heard from his agent what other teams have the potential to offer him. And again, that's somewhere between 22 and 23 million. And if he can go get that money, go get that money. I don't even want the Ravens to pay him 18.5, 19 million, much less 22 to 23. And so here's the scenario. If Tyler Linderbaum walks and the Baltimore Ravens redo Lamar Jackson's contract, which is another kind of conversation because it's looking more like a restructure, although EDC has confidence that he's going to get it done. Well, that's very similar to what he said the last time that they didn't get it done and it turned ugly. But nevertheless, the Baltimore Ravens have an estimated 22 million right now with the potential increase in the new cap number for the 2026 season. And then with a Lamar Jackson restructure, that should add around 30 million. A Lamar Jackson extension may add more than 30 million. So the Baltimore Ravens could have 52-ish million, but we have a lot of holes to fill, right? So if the Baltimore Ravens went and got 3 vets, guard, center, guard, if Tyler Linderbaum walked, that's pretty solid of an idea. Then Emory Jones becomes the immediate backup at left guard. Vincent, who we drafted last year, becomes the backup at right tackle. Now, when you go into this draft, the goal would be, this is me playing GM, the goal would be to draft the future left tackle to be the apparent replacement for Ronnie Stanley. Now you got depth. There is 2 or 3 guys in this draft who play the center position who have been identified as plug and play guys. We'll talk about them in another video. And then at right guard, you draft a young talent or you move Voorhees over to be the backup. Not super confident about Voorhees being the backup to anything, but he's already in the house. He's under contract, and you can move him to a backup position. Now you have a solid offensive line led by vets, backed up by young potential talent. That's what I'm thinking the Baltimore Ravens should do. You guys let me know what you think about the idea of bringing in 3 vets, rebuilding the entire interior. See, because here's the thing. Even if you keep Tyler Linderbaum, Your left guard is going to be new, and your right guard is going to be new. So it's still going to be a complete learning process because Lindenbaum has never played with Emory Jones for a whole season. So that will be new. And then whoever is on the right side of him would be new. So everybody's still learning together in that interior. Also, Ronnie Stanley will have to learn how to play with Jones, and whoever plays beside Rosengarten is going to have to learn this also. So the whole line is going to learn brand new. So let's rebuild the whole thing, the entire interior, and then have depth, real depth, to fill in the gaps. So that's what I'm thinking. You guys let me know what you want me to know. And until tomorrow, I'm out.